Hello, my name is Sagely Burnett, and this is my PA speech for my COMM1313 class. I hope everybody's doing great with the quarantine and the coronavirus, and today I'm going to tell you guys about unsustainable practices and the problems that lie within them. So I'm going to start us off with a quote. So this says, "Within the context of Earth's limited natural resources and a simulation capacity, the current environmental footprint for mankind is not sustainable." And so kind of what that means is the way we're going isn't working. And I think that's pretty clear to everybody at this point, but the way that we are doing things, how we're using our resources, it just isn't working for the large scope of things, especially as we think of the future and climate change. It's just not working. And this quote came from sciencemag.org. So let's define sustainability and unsustainability. So, sustainability, as defined by Cambridge Dictionary, is the quality of being able to continue something over a period of time. And that's sustainability. So think of plants that have seeds that you can plant again. Those are considered sustainable because they are something that you can reproduce over and over and over. And unless something really bad happens, you can still reproduce them. And the opposite of that, as defined by Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is unsustainability. And that is not capable of being prolonged or continued. So let's put this in context of the quarantine. Let's say that you drink all the milk in your house without thinking about your parents, without thinking about your siblings, without thinking about if you can get it at the store again. You don't have a cow. So what you're doing is a very unsustainable practice because you can't reproduce it. And that's really what unsustainability means. Now, sustainability, the core points of sustainability is the fact that we can provide for generations to follow us. We can prolong the Earth's life because a lot of people are worried that the Earth is actually dying. And unsustainable practices are to blame in these people's opinions. So when we talk about sustainability or unsustainability, we have to think about the future. So according to self.com, the Earth's population is going to be around 9.5 to 9.6 billion people by 2050. Some people don't even think that we're going to make it to 2050 at this point, and that's a possibility with the coronavirus, but we need to do everything we can to make sure that we can feed 9.6 billion people by 2050. And to put this into context, right now, when everything is pretty okay, 49 million Americans are food insecure, so they don't know where their next meal is coming, they don't know how they're going to get by. And the same time that these people are food insecure, Americans actually usually waste, every single person, every single year usually wastes around 300 pounds of food. But instead of using that food to feed other people, the ones who are food insecure, we throw it away. And that's one example of very unsustainable practices that are currently being practiced. And here's another quote. "At least 40% of the world's economy and 80% of the needs of the poor are derived from biological resources." And biological resources are something that's found natural, like wood or water. And in addition, the richer the diversity of life, the greater the opportunity for medical discoveries, economic development, and adaptive responses to new challenges such as climate change. And that's from the Convention About Life on Earth, Convention Biodiversity website. And that really kind of hits the nail on the head. So the thing is that we all rely heavily on natural resources. We all rely pretty heavily on things that are made. Pencils, paper, all of that's made from wood. And we really need wood. So if wood is gone, we're kind of up a creek, honestly. We use it in our toilet paper. We use it to build houses. But at the same time, birds need it. And squirrels need it. So it's a really big cycle that we really have to think of with sustainability. So as you can see, this is a ginormous trash pit, and there's actually at least 20 trash pits in every single state in the United States, and in bigger states like Texas or California, the trash pits can actually be the size of Rhode Island, which is insane to think about, but that's how much people waste. And that's an unsustainable practice. But when we're thinking of like a global scale, especially, we have to think of things like deforestation in the Amazon. We're making room for more cattle because we need more protein in our diets. But at the same time, we're ruining life for lots of animals. And that's just one example. Climate change, endangerment and extinction of animals, the depletion of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels can't be replenished without millions of years, and we're using them at an alarming rate. And that's another example of a very unsustainable practice because we can't recreate it. We're using it without thought of what we're going to do when it's gone. So, one last quote. "The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it." And that's by Robert Swan, and he's an author, and he has a really good point. All of us believing that somebody else is going to make a change is really going to lead to problems. I hope I've explained sustainability where you can understand it and know it, and here are my sources. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments about this. Thank you, Mrs. Ihms, for allowing me to do this. Bye!